I'll just message in the group that we are live. All right. Uh, Superb. Then we've got Janvi from Ahmedabad, content creator, want to rank my blog on the first page. Superb, superb. All right. That is a very nice introduction, everyone. So before we move forward, uh, I hope you guys can see the screen. Just let me know in the chat box. We will be using chat box quite often. So any doubts, any queries, if any kind of a participation, I expect active participation into the chat box, so that helps me in terms of aligning the workshop in the right direction. Okay, great. So let me know if you guys can see the chat, screen, and you can hear me properly. Say yes into the chat box if you guys can do that. Superb. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Janvi. Thank you, Aishwarya. Thank you, Bomi. Superb, superb, superb. All right. So, before we begin, let me just ask you which language is preferred? English, Hindi, mix of both? What do you guys suggest? We will go with the majority of the votes. Okay. All right. So by default, I switch to English. So in case if you want, any specific, if you want to understand any specific things in detail, any specific concept, just let me know so that I can, explain that particular thing in detail in any specific language. So I know English, I know Hindi, I know Gujarati, I know Marathi. Up to some extent, I also know Sanskrit. Uh, I'm learning French. So a lot of new things are there. But yeah, any of these languages, if you want me to deep dive, just let me know. Okay, let me just start
recording in progress.
All right. So welcome everyone for this amazing workshop where we are today learning more about how to plan your entire content marketing campaign, which is closely related to your SEO. Earlier, there was this word called as, when it comes to SEO, people used to focus more on link building. Okay, today also link building is important. I'm not denying that, but over the period of time, content marketing has evolved, right? So, welcome to today's content marketing framework workshop. And let me introduce myself before we begin. So, you guys should know from whom you are learning all these things. So, hi everyone, this is Hiren Joshi. I am from Mumbai, into this industry from almost more than 12, 13 years now. And I've started my career as an SEO analyst. Okay, and then my last job was with one of the reputed SEO agency here in Mumbai. I was heading the entire digital marketing team for more than 100 people. And then I've started my own agency called as Be Online Communication Private Limited. We started this in 2016. And since then, there is no look back. I've started this with my two college buddies. We started as a three, and now we are a team of 36 people. And we've been working with all different types of brands like be it Godrej, Wedding Z, Golden Pie, a lot of FMCG brands like Priya Gold, Balaji Wafers, just to name few. have helped these brands to grow their organic traffic to the next level. And apart from that, from last few years, I have started enjoying training people, imparting whatever knowledge, information that I've learned to share this with others, especially in the same industry. So I've started enjoying doing that. And since then, been trained more than 3,000 people. Not just that, there are certain institutes like Jet King, Digital Vidya. For them, I've created the course content for them, and in fact, did the train the trainers for them as well. So there are trainers, digital marketing trainers. I've also trained them on how to train, what to train, and so on. Uh, and not just that, I've been into so since I'm a hardcore SEO guy. Okay, so I mean I know digital marketing, but it's like cricket. If somebody asks you what is your favorite thing? Digital marketing, maybe it's the same thing, right? You have so many models. You have got social media, you've got performance marketing, you got email marketing, right? So I know these modules, know how to do it. We've been doing it. But if somebody asks me what is your favorite, just like in cricket, I do everything. But if somebody asks you what do you enjoy the most, so I would say I like batting and wicket keeping. That's my the main role. So similar way in digital marketing, somebody asked me, I would say SEO and content marketing is like something that I breathe and I practice. Okay. So in SEO, we all know it's a world full of uh, techniques, strategies, hacks, tips, right? But what I do, I've been started doing this, from I think it's very long. I've started doing my own experiments. Okay, because in SEO, if you have done small experiment today, the impact will be, you'll be able to see the impact after a couple of months, right? So even I have started doing that. मैं कोई भी छोटी चीज करूंगा तो I've started maintaining SEO log. I call that as an SEO log. I experiment on my own websites, my own blogs, and then I see results. If I found, or if I find out that okay, that particular result or that particular activity, technique, hack, or strategy that I've used on my own blog has worked really well, so then I'm going to implement the same thing on my client's website as well. Okay, so there's one example of one of my blog which is called as journeyingtheglobe.com. I was able to scale that up to more than 2 million organic search traffic, and then I sold this somewhere in October 2022 uh, to around $188,000 after reaching that particular benchmark. So today in this session, I'm going to share the exact framework that I've been using by experimenting all these things, even upgrading that framework. You know what I'm talking about, implementing it, learning it, failing by it, optimizing it, everything. By doing all of that thing, I've came to the conclusion of today's content marketing framework, okay, that I will be sharing in this particular workshop. All right. So I get a lot of inquiries. Okay, a lot of client comes to us and says that we've been publishing a lot of articles, but there are no results. There are clients who says that हिरेन हमारे पास हमने 500 आर्टिकल पब्लिश कर दिए बट नन ऑफ देम इज रैंकिंग, और ओनली 4 से 5 या 10 ही रैंक कर रहे हैं, बाकी कुछ रैंकिंग ही नहीं आ रही है. सो व्हाट शुड वी डू? you know so they come with this question that does this content marketing really works or why does it fail? Okay, so I tell them, because if you are uploading random blogs, you're gonna get random results. What do people do today? They wake up, they find that competitor is writing this content, that means it's a good content, it's a good keyword, let's create a content and publish it, right? So that's a random blog topic that you are one fine day waking up and thinking ये topic पे लिखते हैं और publish करते हैं. No, if you will do that random stuff, you're gonna get the random results. Okay, uh, and when you do things randomly, you don't follow a process. Okay, and when you don't have a framework, when you don't have a process, it leads to less consistency, and then again random results. With the random stuff, there are no results on it. Okay, so that is why most of the content marketing campaigns fails. But all of you, I think there are around 16 people now. So let me ask you this question, guys. What do you all think? I see most of you are from the industry. How many of you believe that content marketing can really drive revenue and traffic for your brand, for your website? Say yes if you think, if you believe that yes, content marketing can really drive and revenue traffic for you. Great. Okay, I've only got few yes. I'm assuming जिन लोगों ने yes नहीं बोला है, they are not confident. Guys, if you are in the industry and if you're not confident that content marketing, you're like confused whether it will help you or not, then buddy, you have to get a little confidence booster. You are in the industry and you should be confident that yes, content marketing can help you to drive revenue and traffic and can take your brand to the next level. Okay, yes, it can really help in, but we all know with SEO everything is indirect. If you change a certain title tag, if you have implemented some internal links, or if you have uploaded or updated your particular blog, the results you will be able to see it after a couple of months, right? So in SEO, we all know everything is powerful. There is one more case study which I would like to share for one of our client called as a nestedbean.com. We were able to help them achieve keyword ranking for more than 45,000 keywords related to the baby sleep. And I still remember when they came to us, their organic sessions were somewhere around 36,000. And within the period of 11 months, we were able to scale that to 6 lakh sessions. Okay. And because we were targeting the relevant keywords, the right keywords, the CTR, the organic traffic and sales and everything, becomes a byproduct of it. Everything follows. If you are focusing right strategy in terms of choosing the keyword, writing the right content, relevant content, everything follows. Okay. So again, the same framework, the content marketing framework that I've used for my blog for these clients, I will be sharing the exact framework today in this particular workshop. All right. So uh, I assume that all of you are from the SEO industry. Since this is not going to be a basic workshop, so I expect that you guys should know these things before we proceed ahead. Okay. I want to make sure that these basic prerequisites are clear with all of you. So you should know the basics of SEO, because I'm not going to train you or show you in this workshop that okay, this is on page, off page, blah blah blah, what is SEO. Number two, you should know what is customer persona, and you should know how to do keyword research. Keyword research, I will just give you an overview of the steps that I follow. But if I want to talk about keyword research itself, it will gonna take me another 2-3 hours. Okay, another 2-3 hours of a keyword research workshop. But today's topic is more on the content marketing planning and the framework. Okay, uh, so you should know who exactly is your customer, how to do or how to create your customer persona, and how to do the keyword research. And third, you should know the basics of funnel. If you know all these three things, type into the chat box, I know, so that I get an understanding that yes, you guys are there with the basic, you have a fundamental knowledge, so that I can train you on the advanced level stuff. Just type in yes, I know or I know, so that I get an idea. Okay, I only got uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, guys, we are around 17 people now. Okay, so I've mentioned this clearly in the pre-survey form or even on the landing page that it is not going to be a basic stuff. We are going to touch upon some of the advanced level stuff here. Okay, no problem. So people who have no, see, I will give you SEO basics. I will not gonna share in this workshop, but at least I can give you the basic understanding of the funnel and the keyword research part. So there are three stages of funnel. Top of the funnel, middle of the funnel and bottom of the funnel. So top of the funnel we call it as a tofu, bottom of the funnel we call it as a bofu, and middle of the funnel we call it as a mofu, right? Uh, so these funnels in the customer journey, okay, all these three funnels are like the three different phases of the funnel. In top of the funnel, I'll give you an example. Okay, let's say I'm a customer. I'll show you my journey with this all three funnels. Okay, let's say I'm a customer. I am going to run a marathon after 6 months. So I'm looking for a running shoes. So what I will do in the top of the funnel, I will search the keywords like uh, how to run better at marathon, or how to improve my running in 5K marathon, 10K marathon. So what I'm doing in the top of the funnel, I'm trying to get more information. Okay, so I'm in the awareness stage. So I'm trying to fetch some information that how to make my running or improve my running for the upcoming marathon, right? So while doing this research in the awareness phase, in the top of the funnel phase, while doing all this research, I got to know that okay, one of the important thing that I should be doing is to get a good pair of shoes, right? So now I will, from the awareness stage, I will now move to the consideration stage, which is the middle of the funnel, where I will go on the Google or even Chat GPT or XYZ LLM models. I will say best marathon running shoes under 10,000 rupees, right? Or I would rather say I've got to know that okay, these are the two, three brands that while reading the article I got to know. So I will compare. So that is the middle of the funnel, right? Where you are considering certain products and certain services. So there the search query, the intention behind the search query is different. Then comes the bottom of the funnel. So now I've shortlisted that I'm going with Asics or Puma or Nike, and then I'll try and search more about their reviews, more in detail product information. So there the queries would be related to the product and services, or maybe related to the brand, trust, reviews, and all those things. All right. So this is the complete customer journey of somebody who's trying to buy a running shoes, right? And these are the different phases of the funnel. So all these three phases of the funnel, customers are in the different zone. Awareness, in the top of the funnel, they are still getting aware about the products and services. Second, middle of the funnel is more of a consideration, where they are in the consideration stage, that they are considering two, three options. And then in the final bottom of the funnel, where they are ready to take the decision. So the queries are more impacted based on their fees, right? So those who are not aware of the basics of the funnel, now I think you have an idea, correct? That is what the basics of the funnel looks like. Now we will immediately come down to okay, I still got around some of the sub, I think out of 18 people, I assume that all of you know the basics. Okay, what we're talking about, these three things are covered. Okay, now we will immediately jump down to the content models that are currently working in the industry. Okay, I'm sure all of you have heard about these models, and in fact, some of them might be using. I'm sure almost all of you will be using these different models. So one is your hub and spoke model, okay, which is very very popular. A lot of people use this particular model at the moment. Okay, which has been got popular because of HubSpot. So a lot of people call it as a HubSpot model as well. And then you have a Hero Hub Hygiene, okay, which is YouTube's 3H strategy. That is also another content marketing model. And then third one is a cheerleader pyramid model. All right, now those who, how many of you know, how many of you are actually using the hub and spoke? Just type in yes. So I get to know, or those who are, don't know, please type in no. So I get to know that whether you guys are aware of these things or not. So I can give you a brief example also that what we are talking about. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Most of you are saying no. Strange, guys. This is like the fundamental of the content marketing that most of the people are using right now. Okay, so let me explain this. Okay, since most of you are not aware about these different models. So see, fundamental of all these three models are same. Okay, what you do is, we are talking about the creating content clusters. How many of you have heard about content clusters? Say yes into the chat box if you have heard about the content clusters. If no, then type no. So, okay. Okay, couple of them are saying that yes, they are aware of it. Great, but most of the people are not aware of it. So let me give them an example. And since you will also get an understanding, just try to be with me for some period of time. Okay. So what we are trying to do here in all these three content models, the fundamental thing in all these three models is you create content clusters, or people also call it as a topic cluster. So what happens in this is you create a pillar page. Okay, a pillar page, which for, let's understand this with this example. Okay, so you create one pillar page which is your main page for which you want to rank. It can be a blog page, it can be a service page, it can be a product page or a category page. Okay, now this page will have entire, this entire page will be completely detailed version of the page on that service or on that product. So I'm assume more than 2000 3000 words of a content. Okay, for example, this page will talk about everything related to US national parks trips planning. What, when, how, best days, best time, routes, distance, activities, everything. Okay, even this page will have a proper CTAs and everything in place. All right, and then you have, what you do, this is your pillar page, or you can also call this as a hub page which you want to rank. So you create a detailed page which we call it the pillar or hub page. Then what you do, around the same topic, you create 6 8 10 different articles around the same topic. So if you know this, it says best time to visit US national parks. Second one says highest rated US national park campground. The third one says how to access US national parks. Fourth one says US national parks trips, US national parks attractions, and best national parks for families. Then what you do, these topics are covered on a specific topics. Okay, I mean this particular blogs are covered onto the specific topics. From here, you give an internal link to this page, and from this page to the spoke pages. So what you are trying to do is you are trying to create a topic cluster on your website. So this becomes a one topic cluster for the topic US National Park trips planning. Similar way, you create multiple topic clusters on your website which are relevant to your products and services. All of you are with me now. I've understood what is topic clusters, what is the content clusters. Perfect. So this is the base, this is the fundamental of all these three models. Now the only difference here is in the approach. Okay, so for example, the hub and spoke remains the generic which most of the people are using right now, wherein Hero Hub Hygiene, yahan pe, in this particular model, what you do is you mix your topic ideas with evergreen and trending topics. Okay, so your hub page, remains a valuable content, but when it comes to the spoke pages, you use some of the trending topics also in those articles. Okay, and then comes your cheerleader pyramid model, where uh, again you still have the content cluster, but what happens is 60% of the overall content, let's say you have 10 articles, so out of that 6 articles will be on foundational adding value, more on your main core context, core context of your services and products. Okay, and then 30% 30% will be on the authority, building content, and 10% will be on the trending and viral content. Okay, so if you are writing 10 articles in cheerleader pyramid model, what will happen is 60% you will focus on your main core products and services related content, 30% to showcase your brand as an authority, and 10% will be on the trending topics. Okay, all right. So somebody says, sir, हिंदी में बताओ, नहीं समझ आ रहा है मुझे. All right. So आपका नाम नहीं पता चल रहा है. It's saying KKR. So I would consider the Kolkata Knight Riders. So sorry, but KKR sound like that. So हम क्या कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे? I'm trying to explain कि clusters, content clusters क्या होते हैं. तो आप क्या करते हो यहाँ पर? You create hub page. Okay, you create a hub page, and then around the same topic you create, आप अलग स्पोक पेजेस क्रिएट करते हो जो आपके आर्टिकल्स होते हैं. तो हब पेज यानी आपका पिलर पेज. जैसे यहाँ पे एग्जांपल है यूएस नेशनल पार्क ट्रिप्स प्लानिंग का. ये पेज एकदम डिटेल्ड वर्जन ऑफ द पेज होता है आपके प्रोडक्ट और सर्विस का. इसके इर्द गिर्द आप बनाते हो 6, 8, 10 डिफरेंट आर्टिकल्स, वो सेम टॉपिक्स पे होंगे. ओके, और फिर वहां से आप इंटरनल लिंकिंग करोगे एक दूसरे को ताकि एक क्लस्टर बन जाए. एक एग्जांपल आपको दूं, सबसे बेस्ट एग्जांपल, तब शायद आप लोगों को समझेगा. विकिपीडिया. गाइस, विकिपीडिया हैज नेवर डन SEO considering in their mind. Why do they rank Wikipedia? Because naturally they've got so many topic clusters. That's a questionable. अभी currently Wikipedia is not known for the reputation which it used to have. बहुत सारे transparency issues हैं, but still I just wanted to give you guys an example. You know, when you read Wikipedia page, any page, and you find links, you know, in between. जब आप क्लिक करते हो इंडिया, फॉर एग्जांपल आप इंडिया के बारे में पढ़ रहे हो, so they mention about states like Maharashtra, and when you click on link Maharashtra, the another page will open which covers everything in detail about Maharashtra. Are you guys with me? Are you guys relating with me? Rima says, can you give an example for cheerleader pyramid model? Rima, so we will actually create this. मैं आपको पूरा कंटेंट मार्केटिंग, ये जो प्लानिंग क्लस्टर हम आज खुद बनाएंगे. That is what the workshop is all about. Okay, so please be with me, have some patience. मैं बताऊंगा कैसे आपको क्रिएट करना है, how we will be creating this, with example. Okay, will the PPT be forwarded to our WhatsApp group? Nobody. It's a live workshop, so I will not be able to share that in the WhatsApp group. Okay. Okay, but what I am doing at my agency or with my clients, what I have been able to do it is basically combining all these three models and keeping the approach focusing more on the money pages. Okay, अब ये money pages क्या होते हैं? जहाँ पे you actually sell your product and services. Okay, so my primary goal would be to drive high intent traffic by creating informative content. Okay, spreading awareness and creating informative content. Number 2, build trust and authority by creating data driven and brand focused content. And third, convert for leads and revenue with my optimized money page. So ये सारी चीजें जो मैं कर रहा हूं, my focus will be to rank my money page. Okay, and of course because you create cluster, जब ये जो मैं एग्जांपल दे रहा था, ऐसा जरूरी नहीं कि सिर्फ यही पेज रैंक होगा, क्योंकि आपने ये सारे पेजेस भी अच्छे से आर्टिकल लिखे हैं तो गूगल ऑटोमेटिकली इन सब पेजेस को भी रैंक कराएगा. ओके, एंड ट्रस्ट मी गाइस, वी आर सिटिंग इन 2026. अभी टॉपिक क्लस्टर इज द नीड ऑफ द आवर. यू लुक एट LLM, आपको AI ओवरव्यूज में आना है, आपको चैट GPT से साइट करवाना है, टॉपिक क्लस्टर्स इज अ वे टू गो. ऑलराइट, नाउ बिफोर वी मूव फॉरवर्ड, बिफोर हम शुरू करें कि ये टॉपिक क्लस्टर्स कैसे बनाना है, एग्जैक्टली मेरा कंटेंट मार्केटिंग फ्रेमवर्क क्या है, बिफोर आई शेयर द एंटायर फ्रेमवर्क विथ यू गाइस, let me give you a brief understanding of a keyword research process. We are not deep diving into it. I am repeating again, this is not a keyword research workshop. This is content marketing framework workshop. Okay, I would need at least 2-3 more hours to share my keyword research process, but since it is the topic, so let me just give you, a brief overview about it. Like what do I do with my keyword research process? So my keyword research process is simple. I do it in 3 steps. Step number one is discovery, where I do certain things manually and I also use some tools. So what I do in discovery is I first of all understand the brand in detail. I do the thorough research, go through with their website. I do look at their competitors. I do competition analysis. I do market research, around that brand, industry, everything. And there are two tools that I use here at SEMrush and Google Search Console. All right. My goal here is in the discovery phase, create as many as raw keywords. Okay. So जितने raw keywords मैं जमा कर पाऊं, I will create a list of those raw keywords. Okay, be it 500, 600, 800 raw keywords, whatever I think that can be the keywords. All right. Then comes the step two. That is where the intent mapping happens. So those who are doing keyword research, they know it is very easy to get the intent nowadays through SEMrush kind of a tools. There are majorly, I think, 3 intent of any keyword. Okay, or I would say 4 intent, and navigational and branding is same keyword. There are majorly 3 intent. One is informational keyword, informative keywords. Another one is transactional or commercial keywords. I would keep both of them in the same. There's very slight difference in transactional and commercial, but yeah, I mean, you can consider both of them under the same category. Then comes the navigational and brand based keywords. Okay, these are the 3 different intents of your keyword. So here I use some tools and I take a help of AI. I look at tools like SEMrush, people also ask, and Perplexity. Then, so what is happening in step one? Let's say I have came up with 500 different keywords. In step two, with I will apply intent to those 500 keywords. So then in step three, I can do and create priority out of those 500 keywords. Let's say I will gonna focus only 200. How do I do the prioritization? So I look at those keywords, search volume, its competition, and third most important thing that everyone misses out is the business value that I will get from that keyword if that keyword ranks at the top. Okay? So here I apply my manual techniques, I use some tools, and I also take a help of AI. My goal with this entire keyword research process is to finalize. जैसे यहाँ पे मेरे 500 keywords थे, फर्स्ट स्टेप में मैंने raw keywords निकाले. I've applied intent behind those keywords. So out of 500, I got to know that 200 keywords are informative in nature, 100 keywords are transactional and commercial in nature, and 200 are navigational and brand based keywords. Now I will then do the prioritization step 3, and then out of these 500 I will shortlist 200 keywords, and further I will divide those 200 keywords into my primary keywords and secondary keywords with their intent. So my goal here in the keyword research process is to shortlist primary and secondary keywords with their intent. All right, all of you are with me? So then let's start with creating our content marketing planning. Let's start with doing, planning with our content marketing campaign. All right. So let's do this with an example. All right. We will consider this with an example. Let's say you get a client. Okay. You're working in the industry, in agency, or maybe you have your own client, your own setup, your own agency, or you're working as a freelancer. Let's say you have a client who's a dentist and who wants to grow organic traffic and get more patients through SEO. This is the brief. Generally, this is the brief which we get, right? जो भी client you get, whatever client, their goal is to get more traffic or to get more leads and inquiries, right? That is like a generic goal that everyone, a generic expectation that everyone has behind doing an SEO campaign. So how we will do it? So first, you will need you will have to do the keyword research process, which I have shown you here. You can follow this process, or you do whatever your own process. If you want to follow, you do that. But you will need you will need to identify primary and secondary keywords. So since this workshop is all about content marketing framework, I have already done the keyword research for this brand. Okay, and by doing this keyword research, I've shortlisted the primary keyword. One of the primary keyword is the teeth whitening services. Okay, teeth whitening, that is one service that we are taking this as an example for now. That's my primary keyword. And my secondary keyword is teeth whitening cost, at home teeth whitening dentist, whitening kits, and whitening trends 2025, and so on. So now based on this primary keyword and these secondary keywords, let's now create, or let me now show you the advanced content planner that I've created. But before I do that, I want maximum number of yes before we go and you know look at this planner. So there are around 20 people now. I want maximum yes to proceed and show you this. I call this as an advanced content planner 2.0, because it started with just a content planner. Then मैं उसे update करता गया from last 6 years. Then it became advanced content planner. Then it became advanced content planner point 1, point 2, फिर 1.1, and now it is 2.0. Okay. Great. So let me go live and give you this example. How do we create, or what does this exact content planner looks like? Content planner. Here you go. Can you guys see my screen? Say yes into the chat box if you guys can see it. Let me just zoom this a bit. अभी दिख रही है आप लोगों को? Superb. All right. So we will go column by column. All right. So this is my main focused money page. Okay. ये मेरा पेज होगा, क्योंकि मेरा प्राइमरी कीवर्ड क्या है गाइस? टीथ वाइटनिंग, राइट? मैं टीथ वाइटनिंग सर्विस बेच रहा हूं. So my primary keyword would be teeth whitening. This page will have more than 2,500 words of a content, detailed page. Like I said, covering everything about the teeth whitening services. Right? So this is my focus money page. Now, ये मेरा pillar page हो गया. This is my hub page. Now around this hub page, I will create different types of a content. All right. So this is my blog topics. You will write all the blog topics here, all the different blog topics that you will gonna create. Then comes the type of content. Now pay attention everyone. This is where the magic happens. Here I mention what is the different type of content is this. And then you see here I have written something in brackets. So the thing that I have written here in the bracket is basically my goal behind writing this content. Why I am writing this content? So my goal is to get more traffic, or to get cited or presented in AEO, which is answer engine optimization, or to be appear in AI overviews, or my goal is for getting more backlinks, building the trust. Is it the generic content for backlink? If it is if it is a local SEO, then you location pages, and then you have if it's B2B, then you create industrial pages. Okay. So these are all the different types of content that you create. For example, this is what is, so my blog topic based on this is what is the cost of teeth whitening. Then you create listicle contents, which is answer engine optimization. So now I'll show you the completed version of it, and then I'll show you how did I created this. Okay, and then we will do it practically कि हम कैसे इसको practically we can do it. So okay, let me just zoom this a bit. So if you see this, this is a what is type of a content, and the goal here is to get more traffic. Okay, then you have a listicle content, which is like 10 best teeth whitening methods that actually work. Okay, and the goal here is to get cited by the answer engine optimization. Then you have a versus blog, comparison blogs. यहाँ पे the goal is to get featured in AI overview. So my topic is teeth whitening versus at home kits, which works the best. Then teeth whitening statistics 2025 market trends and consumer insights. So this is my statistical blogs, and my goal here is to get more backlinks. Then third one I have is a brand blog based on, focusing more on the pain areas of a customer to win more trust. Okay, and then I have a how to article, which is like how to maintain white teeth after whitening treatment. And then I have got again 2025 trend based article. If it's a location pages, then my topic is this. And if it's an industrial page, then I would say industrial use of teeth whitening products. Market opportunities for the suppliers if you are into B2B as well. All right. Now let us move to the next column. So we've understood the focused page, which is your money page, your hub page. We've decided the topic ideas, what type of content that we are going to create, and what is the goal behind creating this content. I want to be getting more traffic, AI overview, AEO, backlinks, right? What is my main goal? Now, how do you get these topic ideas? That should be the question, correct? So mostly what people do, people get ideas from these three things only. Okay, one is competitors. Either they look at the competitors, they are creating that kind of a content, or they will look at the keyword planner. Based on the keywords, whatever topics that they find, they will write content on that. Or the third source of topic idea can be the Google Search Console, right? So you get to know that, okay, this keyword is already ranking on second page, third page, but it needs more push. So I'll create another content, right? Now, okay, so yahan tak, till now everybody does it. I'm sure most of you are already creating this kind of a content planner, but let's take this to a little advanced level. This is the basics. Everybody does this, today in the industry. But let's take this to the slightly next level. What if that you can predict, okay, what if that you can assume, you can predict that if this cluster ranks, or even if this particular content ranks, how many number of leads that you can expect? Have you created a content planner where you can predict that if this content or this cluster ranks, I will be getting X number of leads and inquiries? Okay, I will show you how to do that. So if we move forward to some other columns, this is my primary keywords search volume. So I'm writing 700, which is the search volume for my primary keyword that I'm going to target and focus for this particular blog article. Okay, and then I would mention the search volume of my secondary keywords. So combining all the keywords, secondary keywords that I will be focusing on into this particular article, I would mention its search volume. And when you combine these both, you get the overall traffic potential for all the keywords that you are targeting, right? When you combine a primary and secondary keyword, you get the overall traffic potential for that particular article. Now, out of this, I am just assuming that if I rank in top 3, top 5, I will at least get 20% of the traffic. Now 20% is way too less because now AI overview और ये सारी चीजें आ गए, CTR is little down, so I'm still considering 20%. And then out of that 20%, I'm expecting that at least 5% of people will book a call or fill a contact us form or become a subscriber or XYZ, any kind of action that they will take. Okay, now of course it matters that how you are creating content, how you are writing the content and how you are publishing that content. All right, ऐसे ही नहीं कि आपने कॉपी पेस्ट रैंडमली कर दिया ब्लॉग वर्डप्रेस पे जाके, you hit a publish button and you expect that you will start getting leads. No, the entire process, the framework is such that right from deciding and researching your topic ideas to writing the content, creating the brief, and then publishing and distributing content also matters. All right, so this is what the framework that I was talking about, and then you apply the same formula here, so you get to know that okay, there are approximate 125 leads I will get. Now don't you think if we make such a detailed content planner, and this is just for one cluster, okay, you can copy paste and create another cluster down below, and don't you think this will become so easy to take an approval from the client or from your manager, right? Because client most of the time they say that what will you do by writing so much of a content? I don't have a budget. Why do you want to write so much of content? What is the goal? What is the objective? So when you plan things in this particular way, the chances are that client will become happy that now yes, you are doing something around their business, around the market, around their industry, and B, client can see some numbers, right? So this is how now let's deep dive into and understand how do we created this entire planner. How many of you want to know how to create this planner? How do I come up with this topic ideas and what all this stuff? Say yes into the chat box if you want me to show you that. Guys, only 2 years. What about others? I hope I'm not. So this is the bad part of online workshops, guys. This is the bad part of online workshops. KKR, I'm sorry, but we are running little late. Maybe once we complete the session, I will try to give you a gist of it. आपको एक बारी पूरा एक समरी में आपको हिंदी में बताऊंगा, ओके? बट अभी के लिए बी विथ मी, अदरवाइज वो फ्लो ब्रेक हो जाएगा बाकी सारे लोगों का, ओके? All right. So let's go back to the presentation, and these are the steps that I followed, okay? So step number 1, where you define the money page, any service page that you want to focus on. So for example, for me it was a teeth whitening, and this is your core page, your pillar page, your hub page that you want to rank. Then comes defining or identifying your primary and secondary keywords. So you do keyword research, and with the keyword research you get to know that this is my primary keyword and these are my secondary keywords. Step 3, you analyze your competitor pages. आपको competitor के top pages, sorry, आपको आपके competitor के top 5 competitor को देखने हैं जो rank कर रहे हैं based on your keywords that you want to focus on. Note down what competitors are not writing, find the content gaps, angles that competitors are not using, so that you can create content on those particular concept and subjects. Step number 4, you map keywords with the funnel stages. So now you know, okay, all the informational queries, for example, key topics like what is trends, statistics, all these topics comes under top of the funnel pages, top of the funnel phase. Then you have a middle of the funnel, जहाँ पे you get all the comparison, best lists, guides kind of a topics. And in the bottom of the funnel, you rank, you write more of a service, location pages, trust based, brand based blogs. And then in step number 5, by doing all this entire research, you then come up with the subtopics of your entire cluster, and then you assign a content type, that whether it is a what is listicle article versus blog, whether it's a trends based blog, how to blog hai, brand blog hai, right? And you map the source from where did you finalize this particular topic idea, like competitors or keyword magic tool, keyword planner, or Google search console, right? Now let me show you how to create this one practically. Okay, uh, the end-to-end content marketing framework. So these are the 4 steps. Of course we will not gonna deep dive into all these 4, but we will deep dive at least the first 2 ones, because 80% of the things would depend on those 2 steps, which is researching and coming up with the topic ideas and writing the content. Okay, I'm not gonna show you how to write content, but uske pehle, just before writing a content, there is one step which most of the people miss out. Okay, maybe people are doing it, but they are not doing it in the right manner. Okay, so now I want to ask all of you, currently, how do you find out the topic ideas? How do you come up with this blog topic ideas? Or how do you create this cluster that I was showing you? So Satya, that 700 was the search volume of the primary keyword that I was targeting in that particular, for that particular article. So guys, how we know that missing content has a potential search? Yes, so I will show you that now at the time when we are doing the research. How do you guys plan your content? As in, how do you come up with the topic ideas? Gaurav says Google Trends and Google Keyword Planner. Very good, Gaurav. That is the right way to do go about it. Aishwarya says topic given by SEO executive. Okay, SEO expert. So I believe people who are saying topics given by SEO experts, I believe you guys are content writers, or in the writing phase you do it more. Okay. Google Keyword Planner. All right. But see, I see that people are using Keyword Planner. I see people are doing Google Trends. But do you do any research? What are the steps that you follow? I am trying to understand that process. What process do you follow? Okay. Uh, See, let me tell you. Okay, let's say you want to rank on, yeah, target different audience. Very good. Sometimes I use people also ask or Google Search Console queries. Very good. See, this is what I want to know. How do you kind of do this research? Find keyword, go through the competitor page, other Google people also ask, and many other. Perfect. Bang on. Yeah, top ranking blogs. So top ranking blogs are your competitors, right? See, everything starts with the keyword. First, you need to have your primary and secondary keywords on which you want to rank. Then you search that keyword in the Google. You see top 5 competitors. That is one thing that we do. We look at the competitors, what kind of content they are writing, what type of article they are writing. That is step number 1. Step number 2, we should also look at people also ask. Somebody has mentioned that. You look at people also ask, correct? Third thing, which I think missing, which nobody has mentioned, you look at the forums, correct? Like Reddit. I'm sure all of you are doing it, but आपने शायद you must have missed out writing that in the chat box. I'm sure a lot of people are doing it. You look at Reddit, Quora, to find out what the people are talking about, the actual people. What are the problems that they are discussing, what are the challenges that they are discussing, so that you can cover that in your article. Right? Am I right, everyone? So you do a primary keyword, secondary keyword, you look at your top five competitors, you look at the people also ask, you look at the forums, correct? How much time does it take for you to do that? For creating one topic cluster, how much time does it take for you to do that? If we follow the steps, these steps that we've talked about, how much time do you currently uh, give it for this research part? So those who are content creators, you guys are today at the right place. Uh, Now you will not gonna require SEO person, after this workshop at least. But I think you still need their help in terms of keyword research, because we are not covering keyword research today. Okay, LSI keywords I find of the ranking content. Very good. Around 40-50 minutes if working on a 2000 words of a blog. Correct. So see, that's what I'm trying to say. It takes sometimes, so that you might be talking about just one article. I'm talking about the entire cluster takes about uh, entire day or sometimes 4-5 hours for me. Okay, that is what it used to happen, right? Entire day. But what if I tell you that all of these steps you can do it in less than 30 minutes? 30 minutes से ज़्यादा बोल रहा हूँ. I'm saying maximum 30 minutes. Yes, I can show you how to do that. All thanks to the AI. But when I say AI, I am talking about using the AI in right way. Okay? So what I have done is I have created an AI agent or a mini agent, or you call it as a custom GPT, which does this entire research for me. So how many of you want me to show that? Just type show into the chat box so that I can go and show that to all of you. Now I would need at least 12 show, then only I will be able to show it to you. I want people to be little part, I'm showing something important. So I want to see that whether you guys really want to learn or not. Great. All right. So let me go to my chat GPT. All right. Hmm. Okay. Just give me a moment. Just trying to. Here you go. All right. I hope you guys can see the screen now. So I have named this custom GPT as my SEO blog strategist. What it does is basically it looks at the five competitors. Okay, we will ask it, no, how does this works? Okay, so it says that you just need to give these inputs like your primary keyword and your secondary keyword, your geography, language, all of this is optional. Okay, so and then what it does is it does these four things. It does the SERP analysis, it finds the top ranking pages, It notes down their content type, their angle, and it find out the gaps that they are not, utilizing. It identifies SERP features like FAQs, snippets, and videos. Then it also looks at the people also ask themes. It collects the real questions from there. It groups them into the theme so you can target. Then third important thing that it does the Reddit research. It looks for the high engagement threads. It extracts the pain points of the audience that they are discussing, objections, and the exact wording that the end users are using. And then, based on the gap and opportunity analysis, it gives me that this is what competitors are missing. This is what people are talking about on Reddit. These are the questions that are people asking to Google. And based on this, these are the top 5, top 10 best topic ideas for you. Let's do it live, guys. That is why this is called as a workshop. So let's do this thing live. We'll create, let's take this as an example. So my primary keywords would be, क्या रखें? What should be keep the primary keyword? Okay, let's keep it as a CRM softwares for startups, something like that. Okay. Okay, somebody says property management software. Okay, let's do it for property management software. I would say property management software. Okay. Then we would have to mention the secondary keyword. So secondary keyword, I would write it down as a real estate software. Correct. Property management software prices. Correct. People ask about prices also. Then you apply best, top, all those. What else can be the? This is who's the target audience here? Vishal, I think Vishal. Property maintenance software. ठीक है, चलो, we will add that also in the this thing. What else? और भी कुछ secondary keywords बताओ. ठीक है, I think 3 is enough. Audience कौन होगी इसकी? Target audience. Is it end users कौन होंगे? Is it the builders or real estate agents? Okay, so this is for the real estate agents. Real estate agents. They are the audience persona and also the letting agents. Okay, we will add all of that here. And the geography, which location we should focus on? Okay, let's focus UK. Okay, so we are doing this live. I'm sorry, I haven't taken, मैंने chats पढ़ा नहीं है, मेरे को जो pop-up हुआ अभी मैंने वही, I'm taking that example only. Okay, let's hit enter and see what it does. So it is searching the web. Okay, and it has done the diagnostics. So there is no Reddit data available for this particular due to research limits. Oh, I forgot. मैंने ना by default ये 5.2 रखा है. If we do this in 5.0, तब I think ये थोड़ा better perform करता है. Nonetheless, let's see the results. Okay, let me zoom this a bit. Let's come down. So this is what the competitors, the topic idea table based on the competitors. It talks about the primary keyword, the topic title, their intent, which funnel part does this comes in. Okay, and then comes the pain point, the goal. The agents are unsure which tool suits their particular agency. Then there are long tail keywords that they can target. So these are your LSI keywords, long tail keywords. Suggested format, listicle content, guide content, comparison, and content angle and hook. So this is step diagnostic 1. Then comes the people also ask. So what it does, it has divided into 4 themes. People are asking what and why, like what is property management software and how does it work? Why should letting agents in UK adopt real estate software? Theme number 2 is cost and pricing. Theme number 3 is feature selection. What features should UK agents look for PMS? Is maintenance tracking part of property software? These are the questions that people are asking. Then fourth theme is comparison. How is property management software different from a real estate software or CRM? Then comes Reddit style pain and pain points and opportunities. So currently they were not able to find it, but they have actually said that UK agents are confused about what is property management software and what actually includes. All right, and then which are the top 5 ranking pages? So these are the competitors who are ranking currently. Okay, what title they are using, what keyword that they are targeting, on what position they are ranking, what is their page type, what is their current angle, are they using any SERP feature like FAQ section, demo CTAs, testimonials, and most importantly, what are the gaps that you can focus on, which is missing agent persona and guidance as pricing tiers, no pricing for UK specific small agencies, lacks comparison to PMS, and no pricing or maintenance focus. Correct? And based on all these research, they have given me the top 10 recommended shortlist topics, which includes title, keyword, intent, which funnel part stage that they comes in, what is my primary goal of this writing this content, traffic, leads, clarity, trust, correct? Thought leadership, what format do I need to use, and why this content will win based on the entire research, right? So it hardly took 5, 10, 15 minutes. Now I'm not saying that you just copy paste this entire thing and start writing content on it, but this is the best way to use AI. Correct? This is the best way to use AI. Right? Now you spend some 15 more minutes, 15, 30 minutes, and bang, you've got amazing content cluster ready. So this is the step one on how do you plan your topic cluster. All right. Then the next step comes in is basically the writing. Now, I want all of you to share how do you write content. Do you create some brief or anything like that? You know, to give it to your writer, or is it like just random? So, see, guys, I'm not doing anything random now. If you write random topics, you're gonna get random results. All right. Now I want to know. Let's say you have finalized the topic ideas. Now, how do you create? Uh, do you create any content briefs, any content outlines, anything which you give it to the writer? There are a couple of writers here also in this workshop, so I want to know and understand how do they approach writing the content, or do they get any brief from the SEO team? Okay, you get outline, GSC queries, AI overviews. People also ask prepare outline. Sometimes it is provided by the SEO expert. Cool. So there has to be, a proper content outline. Let me show you the one that I use. Okay, let me show the one that I use. Content outline. All right. So this is the sample content outline. If you can see here, guys. Now, I don't know how much in-depth content outline that you create, but if you ask me, I would say 70% or 60% of the content writer's job is done when you have this kind of an outline with you. Then the writer's job is just to make sure that they are framing it in their own words, making it unique by adding lot of creative storytelling into it. Okay, so this is an example of an page outline. You mention the admin details when the particular thing you are going to publish, what is going to be the word count, what is the publish date. Then you talk about the brand detail, the brand name, what is the voice that your brand should use. You know, a lot of client, a lot of brands, they have their own brand guidelines. You know, say they share that this is the tonality, these are the words that we want to avoid. All of that you can mention it here. Then you start with the article details. So which page it is going to be, what is the content tactic, is it going to be helpful, engaging, informative content with the proper CTA placements. And then comes the page title, when the page goes live, meta description, preferred URL when the page goes live, what are some of the secondary LSI keywords that you need to focus on here. Again, the most underrated marketing activity, the internal links, which you can internal link with your relevant content, relevant articles. And then you talk about the different sources that the writer should need to include in. Okay, and then the actual outline begins. So we always talk about that you start with, you know, a hook, or maybe nowadays we say that in the first 100, 200 words, you give the answer to that question. If the article is about answering a question, then you start with the hook, you know, empathize the audience, create excitement, then do the storytelling, and then at the end, you kind of give the suggestion solution by giving a CTA or giving a link to your product and services. In fact, we go and create outline in such detail that we mention heading tags as well. Yes, guys, it is important because do you think that the writers would know? You know, every page should have a proper headline structure. Correct? I'm sure all of you are aware that there are proper headline structures in SEO, right? So, do you think the writers would know that which keyword needs to be there in H1 or H2? Right? And then if there is an infographics, you know, that needs to be get covered, so we give the rough example so that they understand what to talk about. And then at the end, top 5 6, you know, questions where this entire article becomes the ideal answer of it. All right, so this is the basic outline that we follow, but this outline I used to follow in 2022. Now after 4 years, we are in 2026 now. So again, guys, trust me, do you think this outline makes sense? We still charge this kind of outline for $100 and $150 for just one outline, because clients, brands, they know if writer gets such in-depth outline, the output will be on the next level. So you're not writing random stuff. So client actually pays us $100 to $150 for just one outline. And like I said, this is 2022 format. Now we are in 2026. And what do we have? The best time for humans to live. It's the technological revolution. We have AI now. Okay. Now, what if I tell you I have created another agent which talks to the blog strategist? This agent, the one that I was helping me to do the uh, topic research, what I've done is this agent only creates prompt for me. For example, I'm going with any topic out of these 10. It creates a prompt for me, which I just need to copy and paste into another GPT, which I call it as my SEO content architect. And then it gives me uh, this entire outline, advanced outline. Okay, I'm talking about the advanced outline. All right, so these are all my all my different GPTs that I've created. I'm experimenting. So let's see how does this create for me for this particular topic, which is property management software in UK 2026 guide. 2026 guide, right? There you go. I'll just zoom this a bit. So similar kind of a format, but like I said, I've been upgrading things that I'm doing since last 6 7 years. So admin details, title, which funnel stage does this comes in? It is commercial investigation phase. What is going to be the search intent? Commercial plus informational. Okay. Then my primary keyword, my long tail keyword that the writer needs to focus on. Word count, ideal word count. Now this is not a random ideal word count. Okay. By doing the research, because competitors are not creating that in-depth content, that is why it is suggesting me to create that in-depth content. Business goal behind writing this content, so the goal is to generate leads via downloadable comparison chart, or maybe go get a demo or a consultation CTA. Okay, meta recommendations like your title, description, the URL. Wow, then this thing begins. You have heading tag, start with the H1, then there is H2. But wait, it is also saying this, what you see here in this bracket, that these are the number of words that the writer should be considering at the time of writing, and what all things that they need to cover. Best for letting agents, best for portfolio property managers, best for landlords and self-managing, best for block and commercial people. Okay, and then you add a download the comparison chart, a proper CTA where you can capture the email ID. Then comes another section, what UK teams should prioritize in 2026. So it talks about compliance workflows, right to rent, deposit, accounting, audit trail, client money controls, maintenance and repairs. I don't know. I think somebody from the workshop, Vishal, right? Vishal, do you think this is making sense? All these topics? I'm not into this industry. Uh, okay, Vishal says perfect, great. So it actually tells you what topics, how much subtopics that they need to cover in, and it also tells you, include an embedded mini table in article and get the full metrics as the downloadable chart. Okay, amazing, guys. Okay, and then comes the FAQs also. All right, and by the way, it is also suggesting government of UK's website, so you can cite that to make your content more authoritative. Okay, EAT score, right? Then comes your internal linking strategy. Okay, internal linking strategy is also been given. Which are the money pages that it needs to link? Related blog post. Wait, they are also telling us what should be the ideal anchor text, because there has to be a proper anchor text variation when you are doing an internal linking. And it is also giving me content gap recommendations. What most competing best softwares point posts are missing out and how you will win. All right, and then comes the CTA. But wait, we are not done yet. When you publish this article, it is telling you what should be the schema and technical SEO optimization that needs to be done on this particular page. Okay. Oh my god. You also have a EAT signal. So we are also optimizing this entire content based on the EAT signal, EAT score. For example, these are the things that you need to add in the author bio. For the authoritative, for the trust element, you add this. For high authority, you use this external references and use some expert quotes. Guys, now you tell me, if you write a content with such in-depth outline, what will be the output? So guys, my goal here, I always tell this to my team. We are not writing for the sake of writing content. So if you are writing a 10 articles, I want to make sure that at least 7 should rank, or not just rank but also achieve their objective, be it getting more leads, be it getting more traffic, be it cited by LLMs or appear in AI overviews. Now, the best part? People talk about AI creates very shabby content. What I have done is, I have again connected this AI agent. So I'm creating a proper workflow. This AI agent will communicate with another agent, which will create a high quality content based on this outline. Now, what do you think? So if you see, if you come down below, I'm still experimenting that. It's not ready. So this is the prompt for the blog draft. The entire draft has been created. Now it will not generate content based on this draft. The agent will still ask a lot of questions to make sure that the content that they are going to create is a high quality content. Okay, so I'm still not ready with that particular agent. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create content writer agents for specific niche and industries, because I feel a pharma agent would be able to, I will be able to make that agent more knowledgeable when it comes to pharma, and let him only write content about pharma. Same like with fashion, same like with health, and so on. All right. So that is what all I have in this particular workshop, guys. Uh, I hope all of you have enjoyed in this particular workshop. And now we will move on to the next part, where I will talk about my course. Like people were asking in the WhatsApp group, and I said that I will be giving and adding pure value into this workshop. Then after that, I will talk about my course. It's up to you whether you want to be part of that. So if you really want me to share what the course is all about, what exactly thing that I'm doing in this industry differently, then you tell me, yes, I want to know more about the course, so I can show you what all I have in this course. Otherwise, people who were there here for the workshop, that is it. This is what we had in the workshop. This was one kind of a demo session. You can consider this as a demo class. Similar kind of things, but this was only on the content marketing. We will gonna cover everything in SEO. Okay. All right. Okay. People who are asking that, will you be sharing this presentation documents? Do you guys think this is worth 89 rupees? Do you guys think this is worth 89 rupees?